Welcome to Fire Safety Training. In this training, we will cover fire safety, fire prevention, emergency evacuation, and fire extinguisher education and training. First, let's review our quality, safety, and environmental policies. We maintain effective systems and continually improve quality to assure total satisfaction and compliance. It is our policy to conduct all business activities in a responsible manner free from recognized hazards, to respect the health and safety of others, and to go beyond mere compliance with laws and regulations, striving for continuous improvement. Sapona Plastics is committed to reducing adverse environmental impacts. Our objectives are to provide on-time delivery and receive favorable customer satisfaction scores. We strive for low defects per million, high efficiency, optimal utilization, and on-time supplier delivery. And most importantly, we want to maintain a clean and safe workplace. Let's focus on fire safety. For a fire to exist, the following four elements must be present at the same time: enough oxygen to sustain combustion, enough heat to raise the material to its ignition temperature, some sort of fuel or combustible material, and the chemical reaction that is fire. A fire extinguisher works when the handle of an extinguisher is pressed, expelling an agent out the nozzle. The extinguishing agent will either cool burning fuel, displace or remove oxygen, or stop the chemical reaction. Extinguishers are labeled and given an alphanumeric classification based on the type and size of fire they will extinguish. Let's look at types of fires starting at ordinary combustibles. Class A fires in paper, cloth, wood, rubber, and many plastics can be extinguished with water. Class B fires involve flammable liquids such as oil. These require an extinguisher labeled B. Never use water for flammable liquids. Class C fires involve electrical equipment. Fires in wiring, fuse boxes, energized electrical equipment, computers, and other electrical sources require an extinguisher labeled C. Other fire types are not likely at Sapona, such as Class D metals and Class K kitchen fires. Understand that there are various types of extinguishers, but the multi-purpose extinguishers at Sapona will work with any type of fire. Multi-purpose, dry chemical extinguishers put out fires by coating the fuel with a thin layer of fire retardant powder, separating the fuel from the oxygen. The powder also works to interrupt the chemical reaction. Dry chemical extinguishers are usually rated for Class B and Class C fires and may be marked multiple purpose for use in A, B, and C fires. ABC fire extinguishers are red in color. Dry chemical extinguishers will have a label indicating they may be used on Class A, B, and C fires. CO2 extinguishers are designed for Class B and C fires only. CO2 is not recommended for Class A fires because they may continue to smolder and reignite after the CO2 dissipates. These are not recommended for plastics. Never use CO2 extinguishers in a confined space while people are present without proper respiratory protection. Large silver extinguishers are filled with 2/3 full with ordinary water, then pressurized with air. Water extinguishers fire by cooling the surface of the fuel to remove the heat element of the fire triangle. At Sapona, all of our extinguishers are normally Class ABC, suitable for any fire type. Portable extinguishers have two functions: to control or extinguish small fires and to protect evacuation routes. To extinguish a fire with a portable extinguisher, a person must have immediate access to the extinguisher, know how to actuate it, know how to apply it effectively. They must also be able to evaluate the fire hazard and plan an evacuation path for themselves.
Attempting to extinguish even a small fire carries some risk. Fires can increase in size and intensity in seconds, blocking the exit path and creating a hazardous atmosphere. Portable fire extinguishers contain a limited amount of extinguishing agent and can be discharged in a matter of seconds. Therefore, individuals should attempt to fight only very small or incipient stage fires. Prior to fighting any fire with any portable fire extinguisher, you must perform a risk assessment. If the fire is too big, then evacuate immediately. If the fire is limited to the original material ignited and has not spread to other materials and flames are no longer than the firefighter's head, then it should be safe to use an extinguisher. If the fire has not depleted the oxygen in the room and is producing only small quantities of toxic gases, then proceed to fight the fire.
If smoke and heat make it difficult to approach within 10 to 15 feet of the fire, or smoke is quickly filling the room, decreasing visibility, then get out. Make sure there is a clear evacuation path behind you as you fight the fire.
The following steps should be followed when responding to a controllable fire. Sound the fire alarm and call 911. Identify a safe evacuation path. Select the fire extinguisher, ABC. Discharge the extinguisher within its effective range using simple pull, aim, squeeze, and sweep method. Back away from an extinguished fire in case it flames up again. Evacuate immediately if the extinguisher is empty and the fire is not out. And evacuate immediately if the fire progresses beyond the incipient stage. Most fire extinguishers operate using the pass technique. 1. Pull the pin. This will also break the tamper seal. 2. Aim low, pointing the extinguisher nozzle at the base of the fire. 3. Squeeze the handle. 4. Sweep from side to side at the base of the fire until it appears to be out. Watch the area. If the fire reignites, repeat. All employees are educated and authorized to use portable fire extinguishers to fight fires. Employees who use fire extinguishers must have skills training annually. It may seem like common sense, but let's review the fire prevention and safety rules.
No exit doors can be locked. All areas must have a primary and secondary exit route. Escape routes must lead to marked assembly points without any obstructions.
Proper access must be maintained for fire department vehicles. Exit signs must be clear, visible, and lighted. Every building must be inspected on each work shift.
Fire safety training must be conducted for all personnel every 6 months. New employees must be trained upon hire. Trained firefighters must be determined for each shift of the facility. Quarterly fire drills must be conducted. Hazardous flammables must be kept away from ignition sources. Exits must be kept clear at all times. Keep areas in front of electrical panels clear at all times. Keep areas in front of extinguishers clear and visible at all times.
Extinguishers must be within 75 feet travel distance. Extinguishers must be serviced annually and checked monthly. Extinguishers must have pressure gauges in operable range, properly labeled with type nameplate facing outward and operating instructions, with no broken seals, missing pins, corrosions, clogs, leaks, or damaged. Hydrostatic test must be performed every 12 years.
Monthly tests are performed of sprinkler, drain, and flow alarms and booster pump operation if applicable. Sprinkler systems are inspected and tagged annually. Sprinkler heads must not be painted, dirty, corroded, or obstructed. Product must be no closer than 18 inches from sprinkler head and flammables no closer than 36 inches.
Fire department connection and hydrants must be accessible and not blocked. Fire doors must be in good condition and operable, not blocked open.
No smoking is allowed inside the building. Hot work such as welding is by permit only with fire watch. Flammable liquids are stored in a designated flammables grounded cabinet.
Hazardous accumulations of combustible waste materials are controlled so that a fast-developing fire, rapid spread of toxic smoke, or an explosion will not occur. Oily rags are to be disposed of at the end of the shift. Purgings must be cooled before disposal.
Keep aisles clear for personal emergency exit at all times. Good housekeeping must be maintained. Exit routes are posted and do not require travel towards high-risk areas. Exit doors must be free of signs or decorations that might obscure the exit.
Line of sight to an exit sign must be clearly visible at all times. If the direction to the exit is not immediately apparent, signs must be posted directing toward the exit. Doorways along an exit route that are not exits must be indicated with "not an exit" or identified by a sign for actual use such as restroom or closet.
In case of actual evacuation emergency, operators should press the red stop button on their machine if safe to do so, preferably with the mold in open position.
In event of an emergency, remain calm and alert. Realize that you may become disoriented or unable to find your way due to smoke. Fire drills are an important practice to ensure your safety.
In an emergency, use the R.A.C.E method. Rescue any person in immediate danger if safe to do so. Alert others by sounding the alarm, either by using the phone system to page and announcing fire at press 12, evacuate the building, and pull the fire alarm. Also call 911. Shift supervisors make sure 911 is called. Close doors to contain the fire and smoke. Only try fighting the fire if you are comfortable doing so according your training. Evacuate the building and gather at the designated assembly point outside between the plumbing store and parking lot. The QC inspector will determine head count and check in with fire department.
Let the fire department do their job. Stay clear and keep the parking lot clear. After a fire, management will initiate the several steps to assess damage and avoid further risks. In the unlikely event of a hurricane, management will initiate steps well beforehand to avoid damage. In the event of a tornado sighting in the near vicinity, sound the alarm on the intercom by pressing page star and saying "tornado" and repeating 3 times.
In an actual fire or tornado emergency, all operators should press their machine's red stop button with the mold open if safe to do so, and go to the office restroom hallway. Be aware that the red stop button does not de-energize the electrical injection barrel heaters. In case of severe weather, employees should listen to verify plant closing conditions on WKXR AM radio or WFMY Channel 2 TV. Threats or workplace violence should be reported to 911. Thank you for taking the time to review fire safety, and be sure to stay alert and be proactive to prevent fires in the workplace and your home.